The Stoic Men tribe is for those seeking mental fortitude and wisdom in their journey of self-improvement. We embrace challenges and strive to live with purpose, guided by the timeless teachings of Stoicism. Hello, and welcome to this video. If you're tuning in today, it's likely that you're facing a difficult situation where someone in your life is working against you. Perhaps an adversary, a toxic colleague, a person with ill intentions, or even a rival who seems to want nothing but harm. It's never easy to deal with people who want to bring you down, but here's the good news. You have the power to shift their mindset and potentially transform the situation into something much more positive for you. Before we continue, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to share your thought in the comment. Like and turn on notifications so you never miss update. Let's continue today. I'm going to walk you through 7 powerful ways you can begin to change the mindset of those who wish you harm. Not only will these strategies protect your peace, but they will also empower you to take control of the situation and possibly even turn things around in your favor. Whether you're dealing with workplace conflict, family drama, or any type of toxic interaction, these principles are universal. Let's break them down one by one and give you the tools you need to handle any negative situation that crosses your path. 1. Stay calm and grounded. The power of emotional control. One of the first and most important things you must learn when dealing with anyone who wishes you harm is how to stay calm. It's incredibly tempting to react immediately when someone offends you, belittles you, or tries to hurt you. But responding emotionally only fuels the fire. When you're confronted with negativity, your natural instinct might be to lash out, defend yourself, or retaliate. However, when you allow yourself to be pulled into an emotional reaction, you give your adversary control over your peace. Instead, you should take a step back, breathe deeply, and pause before you respond. Why? Because emotional control shows that you are in command of the situation. You are choosing not to react, but to respond in a way that maintains your dignity. It also sends a message to your adversary that they can't manipulate or provoke you, which in turn may make them second-guess their behavior. Additionally, when you remain calm, you're giving yourself time to think clearly. You're no longer reacting from a place of hurt or anger, but from a place of understanding and purpose. Pro tip: if this doesn't come naturally to you, try practicing mindfulness and meditation regularly. When you cultivate a sense of calm in your day-to-day life, it becomes easier to remain composed when faced with difficult situations. Do us a favor by hitting the subscribe button. Thanks too. Lead by example. Be the change you want to see. The second method to shift the mindset of someone who wishes you harm is to lead by example. It might sound counterintuitive, especially when the other person is treating you poorly, but demonstrating positive behavior can sometimes be the most effective way to change the dynamic. Rather than responding to insults or slights with anger or bitterness, show your adversary a different way of reacting. Lead with respect, kindness, and maturity. When you react in a way that is composed and gracious, you essentially show the person that there's another way to deal with conflict. This doesn't mean you should tolerate bad behavior, but rather that you shouldn't allow their negativity to dictate your actions. Instead of sinking to their level, demonstrate that you can maintain your integrity, even in the face of adversity. When you show that you have the power to rise above negative behavior, it might cause your enemy to rethink their approach. They may begin to feel uncomfortable with their own actions, especially if they see that their hostility isn't getting the desired response. Over time, this can create a shift in their attitude. Pro tip: remember, you don't have to win every interaction. Leading by example is more about showing the other person that they don't have the power to ruin your peace. 3. Set boundaries. Protect your peace. Setting boundaries is one of the most powerful tools in maintaining your peace and protecting yourself from negativity. When someone wishes you harm, they often cross your personal boundaries, whether intentionally or not. Setting clear boundaries shows that you have self-respect and that you won't tolerate mistreatment. By setting boundaries, you are taking control of the situation. It might be uncomfortable at first, especially if the other person is used to crossing those lines, but it's important to make it clear that their harmful behavior will not be tolerated. Boundaries aren't just about saying no. They're about defining what is acceptable and what is not in your relationship with this person. For example, if someone consistently tries to provoke you, let them know you won't engage in arguments or conflict. If someone is emotionally manipulative, set limits on how much emotional energy you're willing to give them. These boundaries can be emotional, physical, or even conversational. Pro tip: be consistent with your boundaries. The more consistently you enforce them, the clearer it becomes that you respect yourself and that you expect to be treated with respect in return. 4. Empathy. Understanding their perspective. Now, let's dive into something a little more complex. Empathy. Empathy may be the last thing you want to offer to someone who wishes you harm, but hear me out. Often, people act out of their own pain, insecurities, or past traumas. This doesn't excuse their behavior, but understanding the root of their negativity can help you respond in a more constructive way. If you're able to empathize with them, you might discover that their actions are coming from a place of fear or unresolved emotional struggles. While this doesn't justify their behavior, it gives you insight into why they might be acting the way they are. Instead of reacting with anger, try to approach them with understanding. This can completely change the dynamic of the relationship. Empathy doesn't mean you have to tolerate bad behavior or become a doormat. It simply means you're able to see beyond the surface and understand the deeper motivations at play. It's a way to engage with the person at a more human level, which can break down the barriers of hostility and help shift their mindset. Pro tip: when you approach the situation with empathy, you're also showing that you are emotionally mature and not easily influenced by someone else's negativity.